The Shadow on the Highway 87. This is a chilling tale of mystery and terror based on true events that occurred in 1997 along the desolate stretch of Highway 87 in Arizona. To this day, the events remain unsolved, leaving a dark stain on the road's history. The story has become a staple in urban legend circles, but the eyewitnesses insist it really happened. Part 1: The Hitchhiker. In the early hours of a foggy November morning, truck driver Caleb Reed was hauling cargo through the desert. Highway 87 was eerily silent, the kind of quiet that makes you feel like you're the only soul in the world. Around 3:15 a.m., Caleb noticed a figure walking along the side of the road. It was a young woman in a tattered white dress, her hair disheveled and her bare feet caked in dirt. Caleb's gut told him to keep driving, but the woman turned and looked directly at him. Her eyes were wide with terror, and she waved frantically for him to stop. Against his better judgment, Caleb pulled over. "Are you okay?" he asked, leaning out of the cab. The woman didn't answer but climbed into the passenger seat, shivering and silent. Caleb offered her his jacket and asked again what had happened. She finally whispered, "They're coming." Part 2: The Pursuit. Caleb barely had time to process her cryptic statement before the temperature in the cab dropped drastically. He glanced in the rearview mirror and saw headlights appear out of nowhere, speeding toward them. The woman grabbed his arm and screamed, "Don't stop." The vehicle behind them was an old black car, its windows tinted so dark that it seemed like a moving shadow. Despite the truck's size, the car stayed impossibly close, its headlights flashing erratically. Caleb pressed the accelerator, the engine roaring as he pushed the truck to its limits. The woman began muttering something under her breath, her voice trembling. Caleb caught fragments of what sounded like a prayer or chant. Suddenly, the black car swerved, pulling up alongside the truck. Caleb turned his head and saw, for just a moment, a pale, grinning face staring back at him from the driver's seat. Then, the car vanished. Part 3: The Disappearance. Caleb drove non-stop until he reached the next truck stop. He turned to speak to the woman, but the passenger seat was empty. His jacket lay neatly folded where she had been sitting. Shaken, Caleb ran inside to call the police. When officers arrived, they found no evidence of the woman or the mysterious car. However, Caleb wasn't the only one to report strange occurrences that night. Several other drivers claimed they'd seen the black car, always tailing someone before disappearing without a trace. The aftermath. Local authorities launched an investigation but found no leads. Paranormal enthusiasts and historians pointed out that Highway 87 had a long history of strange disappearances and unexplained phenomena, dating back to Native American legends about shadowy entities that preyed on travelers. To this day, Caleb refuses to drive that stretch of road. He has shared his story only a handful of times, each recounting more unsettling than the last. The woman's identity remains a mystery, and the black car has become a symbol of terror for those brave or foolish enough to drive Highway 87 alone at night. If you ever find yourself on Highway 87 after dark, keep your eyes on the road and your doors locked. And if you see a shadowy car or a lone figure on the roadside, remember Caleb's warning. Don't stop. As the shadows linger along Highway 87, we are left to wonder, what truly lurks in the darkness? Stories like this remind us that the unknown is closer than we think. If you enjoyed this tale, be sure to subscribe to Tales of the Dark for more chilling stories that will keep you awake at night. Together, let's keep the shadows alive.